ഇതിനൊന്ന് ലിങ്ക്. Okay, let's start the session. Hope I'm audible to you. I'm audible. Yes, the session is about intangible heritage of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Shall we go? Okay, this is important for UPSC because previously they asked questions from this particular module. So it is nice to cover what are these intangible cultural heritage of humanity from India by UNESCO. See, there are questions. You see, what is intangible? Tangible, intangible. Intangible can be oral traditions. Just look into this definition part. They are traditions. They are traditions, practices, representations, expressions, knowledge, skills, instruments, objects, artifacts linked with the communities who recognize it's part of their cultural heritage for centuries. So this can be oral traditions, this can be literature, this can be poetry, this can be performing arts, this can be festivals, this can be traditional craftsmanship, this can be knowledge, this can be, you know, anything which is linked with the communities and they recognize them as part of their cultural heritage for years, for centuries. Okay. There was a question they asked in the main part also, safeguarding Indian art heritage is need of the moment discussed. So this is not purely on intangible cultural heritage, but to answer this, you must cover these aspects also. Now, coming to this, there are lots of items, yeah, entered into UNESCO's intangible cultural list from India. Just to see what are the items from this India in the UNESCO's intangible cultural heritage. Tradition of Vedic chanting, 2008, tradition of Vedic chanting, Ram Leela, Kodiyatam, Sanskrit theatre, then Raman religious festival, then Mudiyettu, Kalbilia folk song and dance of Rajasthan, Chow dance 2010, Buddhist chanting of Ladakh, Sankirtana, ritual singing, drumming and dancing of Manipur, traditional brass and copper craft of utensil making, then Yoga, Nowruz New Year Festival, Kumbh Mela, Durga Puja of Kolkata, Garba of Gujarat. These are the popular items entered into UNESCO's intangible cultural list from India. Okay, so UPC can ask a question like this. For example, they will definitely ask a question. Yeah, the question can be like this. Which of the following is part of intangible cultural heritage of India in the UNESCO's list? Okay, so you must know what are these various items in this intangible cultural heritage. So there is Vedic chanting, tradition of Vedic chanting is there. Ram Leela, Kudiyatam, Raman, Mudiyet, Kalbilia, Chao, Buddhist chanting, Sankirtana, traditional brass and copper craft of utensil making of this Tatheras of Jandiala Guru. Then yoga, Navroz, Kumbh Mela, Durga Puja, Garba dance of Gujarat. Okay. So this was the 15th. Garba dance was the 15th cultural item added to this UNESCO's intangible cultural heritage list. It's actually Gujarati folk dance and it is performed during 9-day Hindu festival of Navaratri. It is celebrating the victory of good over evil. Garba comes from the Sanskrit word warm, implying life and creation. It celebrates fertility, honor womanhood, and pay respect to any array of mother goddesses. So you just try to understand. UPC can ask a question like this. Okay, this has been recently added into UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity, And this is a folk dance and performed during 9 day of Hindu festival of Navaratri, celebrating victory of good over evil. And it is, it is celebrate fertility or honoring womanhood. You have to pick the dance or you have to name the dance. That is Garba dance. Then there is Durga Puja that is also in the representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Okay, added in 2021. Durga Puja again is a 5 day festival that begins in the fifth night of the 9 day Navaratri festival, ends in the 10th day, and that is Dashmi. Okay, this is from Kolkata, Durga Puja in Kolkata. Then Kumbh Mela, the world's largest congregation of these pilgrims, Kumbh Mela, recently held in India. So see, there is a question like this. With reference to Manipuri Sankirtana consists the following. It is a song and dance performance. Cymbals are the only musical instruments. See, only musical instruments used in the performance, performed to narrate the life and deeds of Lord Krishna. So this was asked in the prelims examination. This was a previous year question. So this is the way you can expect a question. What are the salient features of that particular salient features of that particular, intangible cultural heritage, or maybe you see the state of its origin, or maybe it's a geographical ideas. Maybe this is celebrated in a particular region, okay, or among a particular community or a particular tribe, okay, or maybe this is something maybe patronized by a particular ruling dynasty or a particular ruling dynasty of the past, or maybe their connection with this, current scenario. So different way they can frame questions on this. Regarding this Kumbh Mela, we know that, the earliest records are available from Huan Sang's, travelogue. Yes, Huan Sang reported or recorded this, Kumbh Mela. Tens of millions of pilgrims, including mendicant Naga sannyasis, they visit this Kumbh Mela. This is held in every third year at one of the four places in rotation. So this is also a UPC question. What are the places where Kumbh Mela is held? Every third year at one of the four places in rotation. So see, that is Haridwar, Allahabad, Nashik, Ujjain. Okay, Haridwar, Allahabad, Nashik, Ujjain. These are the places where Kumbh Mela is held. Okay, so yes, at each of these four places in every 12 year, this Kumbh Mela is held. Then there are divisions like Ardha Kumbh Mela, each 60 years, Purna Kumbh Mela, 12 years, Maha Kumbh Mela, every 144 years. Okay, so see that, one of the important part of this Kumbh Mela is, pilgrims take dip in these holy rivers. So this is Ganga River at Haridwar, Prayag Sangam at Allahabad, Godavari, Nashik, and Shipra at Ujjain. So these are, you please try to understand popular locations of Kumbh Mela. Okay. Major events included in Kumbh Mela, bathing in holy, rivers, religious discussions, mass feeding of holy men and women and the poor, and singing devotional songs and holding religious assemblies. Just to see, because this is the way UPC asks questions. For example, when it comes to Bhakti traditions, Sufi traditions, they can ask questions like, what are the, major practices of these Bhakti traditions or Sufi traditions, or in the Buddhism or in the Jainism. Okay, similar way, they can ask a question like this. Okay, the earliest historical evidence of Kumbh Mela is in the works of Huyan Sang, who visited India during reign of Harsha. Festival is held in Allahabad, Haridwar, Ujjain, and Kedarnath. So Kedarnath not in the place. We said the four places, I said is that is Haridwar, Allahabad, yes, Nashik, and Ujjain. Okay, these are the four places. So that is the way they can ask the questions here. Okay, Haridwar, Allahabad, Nashik, and Ujjain. Okay. Then see, it represents a syncretic sets of rituals related to worship and the rituals cleansing in these holy rivers. So that is fine. So here, correct one is, first two statement is correct. Second is wrong. Third is correct. Okay, one and three only will be your answer. Then in the intangible cultural heritage, there is yoga. We know that yoga is again a century old, like a philosophy said by Patanjali sage. Yes, that is through yogic practices one achieves salvation. So, yoga philosophy or yogic practice, again, you understand, yes, this is the way of, getting salvation through meditation, physical application of yogic techniques. Okay. Yes, for which mental, physical discipline required through meditation and detachment, leading a release of Purusha from Prakriti, hence salvation. Okay. So it includes physical exercises through asanas, breathing exercises, etc. So by practicing these, one is surrendering to highest consciousness. Now, coming to this yoga, poses, meditation, controlled breathing, word chanting, all is part of this yoga, self-realization, state of liberation, transmission using the Guru Sishya model. That means this knowledge is transmitted from Guru to Sishya in the Gurukula, system. School, universities, community centers, and social medias currently promoting this, yoga. Nowruz is again, New Year festival. This is New Year festival of the Parsi community. Okay, so this is the New Year of Parsis, or this is celebrating the Spring Festival by the Kashmiri community. Yes, symbolizing the prosperity, wealth, color, sweetness, and happiness. Zoroastrian, yes, this is a Zoroastrian festival where you understand that, yeah, the respect, this is the festival is also celebrated that is to, pay homage to environment or it is to respect to the, environment. Another popular tradition is, this is tradition of brass and copper craft of utensil making. See, this is another popular, yes, item in the UNESCO's intangible cultural heritage from India. This is something, yes, this is a typical traditional way of, brass and copper plate or maybe utensils making. This knowledge of this utensil making, this is, orally transmitted. You can't see this in any textbooks or in the written records nowhere. It is from father to son. This knowledge is, orally transmitted. So this is again part of India's intangible cultural heritage, traditional technique of manufacturing brass and copper utensils. The Teras of Jandiala Guru, this community is expertised in this particular traditional way of this copper brass utensil making. Yes, there is a popular belief that these copper utensils there, I mean, having food or drinking water in these copper utensils, copper is again, it's beneficial for health. Okay, so this knowledge of copper utensil making that is orally transmitted, even it is recommended by Ayurveda, Charaka Samhita, Sushruta Samhita, such Ayurvedic traditions we have. There is Sankirtana. Sankirtana, please try to understand. This is a ritual singing, drumming, and dancing of Manipur state. Okay, this is also part of India's intangible cultural heritage. Intangible cultural heritage. So, from art and culture, I would say the classical dances are important. Classical folk dances. Then this, what I say is that the festivals are important. Festivals are important. Puppetry traditions are important. Okay, puppetry traditions are important. Theater traditions are important. Theater traditions are important. So here, have an idea. Sankirtana is, yeah, this is a combination of ritual singing, drumming, and dancing. Belongs to Indian state of Manipur. Yes, this was also, this was to promote this Vaishnavism. This got introduced in Manipur. Yes, it marks religious occasions and various stages of life practiced in temples, narrate the life and deeds of Lord Krishna through songs and dances. Now, there is a question, this is answerable. It's a song and dance performance. Cymbals are not the only musical instruments. See, this is very logic, Most of these classical dances or these theater traditions are using different musical instruments and they have many common orchestras, okay? So that can be eliminated. Yes, it narrate the life and deeds of this Lord Krishna. Sankirtana refers to, it's a popular folk theatre of Uttar Pradesh, wrong. Yes, a dance movement resembles the movement of serpent that is Kalbelia. Religious festival, ritual theatre of Gabal region, again, that is wrong. It's a ritual singing, dancing, drumming art of Manipur. Okay. So most important thing is that you must know the popular theatre traditions, dance traditions, or these, music traditions and the states of origin, which is important for you. This is a Buddhist chanting of Ladakh entered into UNESCO's list in 2012. This is a recitation of sacred Buddhist text in the Trans-Himalayan Ladakh region. Okay, this is also orally transmitted from generation to generation. So, it's sacred Buddhist chanting. Yes, this is the way of achieving enlightenment, according to this particular community. Yes, represent the spiritual philosophy and teaching of Buddha, artistic expression in group accompanied by music dance. Lamas, yes, there are different hand gestures, used in this chanting of these Buddhist syllables. So here again, Buddhist chanting of Ladakh that comes into this UNESCO's intangible cultural heritage. When I say Buddhism, please take care. Different sects are important. Buddhist ideologies. mm, Buddhist ideologies or doctrines, they are important for you. Different schools of philosophies are there. Different Buddhist schools of philosophies or Buddhist art forms, similar way, like this, what is called the patrons of Buddhism. Okay. These things are very much important for you that you shouldn't miss. Mudiator entered into UNESCO's list in 2010. This is ritual theatre and dance drama combination of Kerala. It's a mythological tale. It's enacting the mythological tale of battle between goddess Kali and demon Dariga. So UPC asks a question. Yes, a tradition which is from Kerala, which is part of UNESCO's intangible cultural heritage. Yes, that symbolizes or that enacts this mythological tale of battle between goddess Kali and demon Dariga. That is, Mudiyat. Okay, it is practiced in these Bhagavati cows, village temples called the Bhagavati cows. Okay, that you take care. Requires heavy makeups and the tall headgear. Yes, this is also a community ritual which represents transmission of traditional values, ethics, moral codes, and aesthetic norms to these new generations. Okay, that is Mudiyat. Which of the following art form depicts mythological tale of battle between goddess Kali and demon Dariga? We know that is Mudiyat. This is the way they ask questions. Kalbilia folk songs and dances of Rajasthan. This is also part of intangible cultural heritage of UNESCO. Okay. Kalbilia tribes of this is practiced by Kalbilia tribes of Rajasthan. Kalbilia tribes of Rajasthan. Actually, they were actually, the snake catchers. They were snake catchers and trading the snake venom were their activities. Now, see, when this snake catching or this selling the snake venom is banned by law, yes, these people got into this promoting these Kalbilia dance traditions and all. So here these Kalbilia dancers, when they make the dance movements, it is similar to a serpent traditional, a serpent movement. They use these serpent tattoos, designs, jewelry, garments, etc. And the songs are based on mythology, and also this the song, Kalbilia song, dance, and its uh, you know the steps, all those things are orally transmitted, orally passed. See, there is a question like this. I think this question is readable. Women in flowing black skirts dance, swayed, replicating movements of a serpent, while men accompany them on the kanchari, percussion instrument, and punki, a woodwind instrument traditionally played to capture snakes. This above lines best describes which of the following. That is, not a bulbilia, not a goomer, not a kalari paito. This is, representing Kalbilia dance of Rajasthan. Chaho. Is a tribal martial arts forms practiced in Odisha, Jharkhand, West Bengal region. Purulia Chow, West Bengal. Saraikela Chow, which is Jharkhand. Mayurbhanj is Odisha. These are the versions or different styles of this Chow practiced in Odisha, Jharkhand, West Bengal. Then it is, performed during the spring festival Chaitra Parva. It is a combination of dance and martial practices. Okay. Raman is another popular tradition into UNESCO's intangible cultural heritage. Yes, it's a religious festival, ritual theater of Garbal region. Okay, it's practiced in Chamoli district of Uttarakhand. Yes, Salur Dungra village of this Panganda Valley village deity. So this is celebrating or worshipping this Bhumiyal Devada, their village deity, and it's a celebration which represents the respect for environment, spiritual orientation, cultural concepts of this community. So this is something very much attributed to this culture of this particular yes like community of this Garbal region. Okay, see. Important aspect of this dance is singing of Jagger. It's a musical rendition of local legends. So UPC can ask a lot of questions like this. Which of the following represents, or which of the following having an aspect of singing of Jagger, musical rendition of local legends? Okay, or which is a reflection of environmental, spiritual, cultural concept of community self-worth, or it is celebrating Bhumi al Devada. So that is Raman. Okay. Another tradition is Ram Leela. Yes, this is a traditional performance of Ramayana. This is performance of Ramayana. It's a folk theater of Uttar Pradesh. It's enactment of Ramayana using songs, dance, dialogues. Yes, this is enactment of Ramcharitamanas during festival of Dashara. Yes, Bakshi Ka Talam, Rama, Lakshman, Hanuman are played by Muslim youths. So this is again another very important part is that Ram Leela, even though this is a traditional, theater tradition of this Uttar Pradesh. See, one of the beautiful part of this is it is reflecting communal harmony because Bakshi Ki Talam, it's a version of Ram Leela or it's a play of Ram Leela, which is Rama, Lakshman, and Hanuman. These are played by Muslim youths, which is reflecting communal harmony. So that can be a question. And see, the tradition of Vedic chanting. This is again, you must understand that this is something, yes, from generation to generation, it is, passed on, passed on, passed on, orally transmitted. Still, it is popular. Verses of Vedas, traditionally chanted during these Sanskrit rituals and recited daily in Vedic communities. It's the oldest unbroken oral tradition in existence. So, certain oral traditions, they came to an end. But in India, you see that there are lots of oral traditions, or many of the past knowledge is preserved to modern day without a breakdown. One of the biggest reason for that is, this continuity of the oral traditions from generation to generation. For example, many practices of Indus civilization is still known to us. Okay, maybe the grid pattern, uniform scales and measures, or these bricks, or this, structure making, or maybe the low wax technique. Many things are, even practiced today and many of features of Vedic age is preserved even to modern times. So that is the way because of this strong tradition of this oral tradition of this preservation and transferring knowledge from past to future or maybe past to new generations because of which many traditions continue to modern day. Okay, this is Vedic chanting. This is traditionally chanted during sacred rituals and recited daily in Vedic communities. And this practice is, this is one of the oldest unbroken oral tradition in existence. Then there is Kudiyattam is a Sanskrit theater. It's a combination of dance and drama. Chakyars and Nangyars, they play this, what is called uh, male female characters. Not just male, female also play the characters here, Chakyars, They play these male characters. Women, Nangyar caste play the women characters. It is performed in Kutambalams. Theme is on Hindu mythology. Miravi is major musical instrument. Netra Abhinaya, expressions and acting with the eye, and Hasta Abhinaya, codified hand gestures. They are very much important in this Kodiyatam. This is not a folk theater, this is a Sanskrit theater. This is all the traditional theater form of Kerala. Is based on Sanskrit reader traditions. Vidushik alone delivers the dialogues. Others are not delivering dialogues. Vidushik alone deliver the dialogues. Okay. Eye movements and hand gestures are important. This is UNESCO described it as masterpiece of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity. See the question, which is not correct about the Kudiyattam. Can you make an answer? Actually, I am also confused with the choices given here. Almost all are correct here. Do you have any opinion? All statements are correct here. Come on, sir. Waiting for your reply. All are correct here, I think. No, there is a technical problem with the question. All are correct here. So, saying this, we are winding up today's session. Go for all these popular traditional art forms, or maybe this intangible cultural heritage of humanity. All are important for you, especially your focus has to be on when you say intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Focus has to be on, yeah, what are the popular list from India in the intangible cultural heritage of humanity? Okay, what are the salient features, the states, their patrons, or you know, their contributions to this heritage, and what are the musical instruments used, whether it is combination of dance, drama. Okay, those things you please take care. Saying this, I am winding up today's session. Hope you find it useful, helpful. Please leave your valuable comments, feedbacks in the comment box. Accordingly, we will be doing the future sessions. Thank you so much.